Don't like Mayan Bialik? Well, good news. She wasn't hosting. It was Ken Jennings. Ken Jennings has been hosting most of the season, actually. I think Mayan Bialik's going to do most of the tournaments, it sounded like. Which, if that's the trade-off, I guess it's fine. Yeah, they haven't said anything, Wayoshi. I think they might just keep having both of them take turns or something. I have no idea. Bring back Buzzy. Apparently they're moving the tournaments to prime time too. I guess to try and get more ratings, so that's interesting. It's all good, Wayoshi. Nightbot has a mind of its own sometimes. Yeah, the whole hosting thing was a snafu. But, oh well. This room, it's been too long. Susato has done a lot of traveling back and forth in a year's time. She's been on, what, 3 boats now? Is there a place to watch the OG Dutch version of The Mole? That's a good question. I wouldn't be surprised if you could find it on YouTube, to be honest. But I don't know. Wait, what did that say? It's auto-playing. I didn't want it to auto-play. Hold on. I think I wrote about my letter to you that it was all a trick. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that. Oh, she's supposed to attend the Forensic Science Symposium. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. Tell me everything. When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. After that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely. You said it in your letter that it was something to do with that loot we found in Natsume's lodgings. The large dog... Oh, it was a dog collar. Oh. Okay. With the bee emblem on it. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. When Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet. He stayed for 6 years. And from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited. Oh, the judge is invited too, huh? As father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General. Wait, who are we talking about here? Her father? No. Lord Strongheart. Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about JB. Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. Ah, fake name. Fake name. Her real name was Shin. And she wasn't a visiting student either. Miss A. Shin. Why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? Have I? A. Shin? I don't know. What about Kazuma? The reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and that he'll never... After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff. His body never arrived. What? A fake grave. After we died, we never saw his body again. Could it be that he's still alive? No way. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. Wow. I can't believe Sholmes would do that. Ultimate despair. That's really interesting. Who cares about Hairbrain? Let's go to the exhibition without him. Forget about Hairbrain. Have you seen my armband? Am I supposed to examine something? Ah, surprise. I think it's time. How does she know the Hound of the Baskervilles? It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. Interesting. Wow, that's not sus at all. What was Iris's manuscript doing in Japan? This is building up to something big. I have a feeling the end of this game is going to be really interesting. Where is it? It said there was a new location. Didn't it? Oh, it's maybe just this? We'll have to come back later. Oh. I shut my brain off. Ah, it's our good pal Gregson. Franker Z. I'm being transferred. See you, Gregson. France. Gina's going to Paris too? So Gina, you've got a new dog. Let's meet the dog. That's a cute doggo. Toby is his name. The machine that exploded must be at the top of the stairs. Can't go up there. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Oh yeah, they still haven't found the engineer. Drebber. Wonder if Drebber's going to be that body they found inside the wax museum. I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. Wow. Once Toby's got a good whiff of your drawers, he could chase that scent to the other side of the world. Do we get to use the dog for the investigation? The first ever police dog? I forget when this takes place. I think it's early 1900s or like late 1800s. I forget exactly. Ouch, I'm a bad person. Let's get permission from Lord Chief Justice to investigate. Oh? Who is this? $1850s? Oh my. Look at this chick. She seems final boss worthy. The real Soseki Natsume visited England in 1900. There you go. That was Dr. Courtney Scythe. Hey, she did the autopsy report for this case. The Forensics Laboratory. I first created the Forensic Investigation Team a year ago now, and officially, of course, to pave the way. At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. I still have no idea if this guy's a good guy or bad guy. I'm not sure yet. He seems not that bad for a bad guy. I don't know. We'll find out. There are a lot of characters in this game at this moment that could be a bad person, and I don't know who's good and who's bad, which is kind of cool. A little bit of uncertainty. Dr. Mikotova studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. Saint Sinners. That's an interesting name. Scythe was also there then, as it happens. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zeeks. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago. When his brother was murdered, it was just after young Barrick had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. The ghost of his brother. There's no harm in me looking at the wreckage. There's so many places to explore here. Go to the Forensic Slab. Go to the experimentation stage. I have special permission. Ah, there we go. Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart. So I like how we had to get permission to do the same thing we did yesterday. Lord Van Zeeks. Least approachable man in the world winner 10 years in a row. Come on, he doesn't seem that bad. That awful case? Lackluster work is my trademark. Van Zeeks, how many cases have you won when I'm in the court? I didn't think so. fine. I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. He already had that black monocle at the time. Oh my. Question mark, question mark, question mark. It's here. Yep, definitely don't know who that is. Suzato-san can see it too. It's not a great disguise, to be honest. Kazuma? Wait a minute, it's Kazuma? Okay, wait, I'm just completely wrong then. I'm very confused. If it's Kazuma, then him and Sherlock Holmes have similar fashion sense. It worked for Batman. So it's actually an incredible disguise. Yeah, apparently. There's no way, because he's wearing Sherlock's dress shirt and, like, I don't know, it wasn't a bow tie, but it was something like that. As if I knew him somehow. Why wouldn't you say hello or something? What's going on here? Maybe it isn't Sholmes. Now I'm confused. I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago now, with instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor. Because you couldn't beat me, is that why? Van Zeeks? The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. Oh my. Not the classic amnesia. I believe this conversation has run its course. What is going on right now? This wasn't here yesterday. So I know that we're in the middle of a case right now, but all the other stuff that's like bigger picture story is like 10 times more interesting than the case itself. I want to know about all the characters. Who cares about Hairbrain? Hairbrain can go to prison for all I care. The man confessed. The birdcage from the machine has been entered into the court record. Oh, we're zooming in. That metal grill on the floor looks as though it's designed to open. A trap door? This feels like Trucy Wright should be here. This feels like a Trucy case. He looked a lot more like Holmes at Lord Van Zeek's office, I will say. If Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Sholmes lied to us. Sholmes is looking pretty sus right now. Not to be trusted. If this was Memento, we'd have to write on our body, do not trust Sholmes. Let's see that video one more time. Foreign affairs problems. Wait, why are we getting kicked out, but he's allowed to stay here? Is it because he's wearing a cool outfit? All right, let's go somewhere else. Forensic Slab. This is the Forensic Slab. It looks like that room. Oh, what is it? What is it? It looks okay. Hold on. Let me think about this. On the left side, you've got the room from Squid Game where the dead people were, and on the right side, you've got wow, really, like, you've got too much furniture is what you've got. Like, there's just that nobody needs that much storage. I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest. It kind of looks just this looks like a very messy room. A morgue. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Dude, look at the skeleton on display over there. A morgue from the hit Netflix show Squid Games. That's right. That chemical smell really assaults the nose. The doctor isn't here. Was that a Squid Game reference too? But we're here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing. What a seasoned tourist you've become, Miss Susato. We're going to get attacked in this room. I can just tell it. I can tell. Imagine how efficiently she must work. Look at all the bottles on the shelves. Highly toxic. Life goes on even when you're surrounded by death. There you go. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. Human organs in a preserving solution. Probably as examples of some rare medical condition. I don't like that the music stopped. Why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing? The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton? There is no music for this scene. The budget was too small. They couldn't just pick... Oh, hey, look, it's the Hound of the Baskervilles. They couldn't just pick a song from the game. Just pick a song. Look at this big, thick book here. Thick book. An accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending. Oh. The team purchased various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but one entry seems rather strange. 500 scalpels every month. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances, and scalpel blades can be sharpened too. They're probably using them all for murder. Investigate this. Stab with scalpel. Oh, here we go. We're busted. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. I think she stabbed him with a scalpel. That's what I think. The victim who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion and the Mr. Asman who appeared moments later partway up the Crystal Tower were without question one and the same person. That sounds falsified. The fingerprints of the scene make that quite evident. So that's her game, huh? Arguing with the fingerprints, huh? Nice Chozo cosplay. Metroid Dread. She seems pleasant. Oh, this is a lawyer. Mama. Can I cut this one up? Oh my. Oh, okay. Well, it was nice to meet you both, but I think I have to go. A near-death experience. All right. Well, that was awkward. Maybe it's time to leave. You think I can get a bad ending if I just keep asking her questions and then she gets bored and says, time to die? There's still nothing to do here. Should we go to prison? Let's go to prison. Oh my. Wow. You know, for all the crazy Ace Attorney characters out there, we've never had one that's actually shown signs of intelligence. I mean, this is impressive, honestly. If only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened. That makes no sense at all. My autobiography. I was diddled. I was fiddled by both of them. Barrick believed in my hypothesis. If any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Barrick, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis complete and utter nonsense. Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? That does seem likely, yes. See, okay, here's my thing about this case. I said this yesterday. This case could have been an email, but not only that, it just feels like they're bloating things and recapping things that we already know. Like, come on. Let's move the game along here. I'm more interested in the other story that's going on. I could care less about Hairbrain. Is he an engineer or a magician or a swindler? I visited his workshop. Why didn't you mention this before? I was more than half expecting that. He gave me his business card once. It's right here. Okay. Sure. We'll go along with it. These are quite some character animations, agreed. Enoch Drebber, engineer. That's all it says. It was specially imported, very high quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. There's a smear of machine oil on the reverse. All right, let's go talk to our dog friend. Have you ever interrogated a puppy before? It has a very particular scent. Come on, Toby. Arf. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff, sniff. He's picked up a scent. Look at his tail wagging like 500 miles an hour. Maybe it's because of the order where I went, but I was stuck for a bit before I realized to present the business card. Yeah, I could see that. That's a kind of a strange one to remember if you forget the dog was there. Did I say strange? I didn't mean to say strange. That's like an easy one to forget. I'm not paying any attention right now. Dog's on screen. We're going to get going after that dodgy engineer cove right this minute. We can't help. We need to get on with our investigation. Oh, well. Something's going to happen at the crime scene when she goes away. I think we gotta speak with Mr. Sholmes. Madam Two Spells. Okay. Now there's gonna be something to do here. Ding! It looks exactly like Mr. Sholmes. The mystery is solved already. It's not my doing, Mr. Naruhodo. This guy looks like a cleaver. Where is he? We lost Susato. Allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point. Big stomach rumble. I negotiated with the culprit. This morning, a telephone call was received from the perpetrator. I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned. It would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event. A fact that I must ask you to keep from 2 spells at all costs. Wow, he deceived Madame 2 spells. Let's talk about Kazuma first, and then I'll give you the clue. Mr. Sholmes, did you lie to us? Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship, your words were very clear. So then let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. You told us that it was murder. And you examined Kazuma-sama's body. And wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today. The victim, Kazuma Asogi. You're quite sure? He was wearing some sort of mask and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes. You must have known at the time, Mr. Sholmes, that he wasn't actually dead. But the fellow wasn't dead at all? Ah ha ha. Priceless. I could believe that the crewman present at the time made a mistake, but not you, Mr. Sholmes. I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. What a fraud! Tomorrow in court, you'll find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that is all I can say. Wow. All right. The threshold of a great adventure? Would you look at this photograph? Forgive me. Very interesting. I have a suggestion, Naruto. Will you indulge me? As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned, and I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains. Would you like to see it? For 5 shillings? I could never tell with you. Let's take a look. Here comes. Oh. That's quite terrifying. We've paid 5 shillings already. We can't anymore. An incomplete exhibit. The nerve of the great diddling detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place. Is that a shovel or a spade? Let's investigate in more detail. Ah. Camera from around the neck of a waxwork in 2 spells special exhibit. No, I was still looking at that. Crap. I can't see his face very well. Not from this camera angle. Oh my. A black monocle. It's Enoch Drebber. The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it. Did Enoch Drebber kill Clint Van Zeeks? Is he the professor? Is Mr. Sholmes even real? The displays in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events. This surely couldn't ever really have happened, could it? The professor. Let's have a conversation. He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or royalty. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound and had their throats ripped from their bodies. The Hound of the Baskervilles? After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain. The professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted. His identity was never made public. Wow. Naturally, he was found guilty and was sentenced to death by hanging. Oh! Wait, so Drebber's not the professor. I see. It's the other way around. Our headless corpse over there is. The very night that he was buried, the convicted man came back to life. Wow. He came back to life and attacked Enoch Drebber? What is going on in this case, man? There's so much happening. Professor's acts of terror threw London's upper classes into something. Into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors abounded. No killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder. There was no resurrection to speak of. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution. Drebber was a liar? No way. Never saw that coming. Cover came open. There should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph. There is no plate. It's been removed. Dang. All that work for nothing. Wait, was that blood? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. The camera from around the neck of the waxwork. When the lens is extended, dark staining is visible on the bellows. Mr. Sholmes. Is there anything else to examine here? Let's examine it in a little more detail. You know, I'm all about the details. Piece of broken glass. From the Crystal Tower. Are we done examining now? What the bleeding Nora Auto? Gina's going crazy. We found it. Oh, he doesn't seem very happy about that. Don't mind me. I'll just stay here being still. I know my place. He was just mooching. Look at this. Enoch Drebber's workshop. Oh, it's a replica. Any sign of the engineer? Sadly not. I want Gregson's wedges. Yeah. I kind of actually, I'm craving potato wedges, to be honest. Those sound good. That looks pretty suspicious. Yeah, when you want some snack foods late at night, you know, you'll take anything. It's true. I'll tell you what, I was intending to get Raising Cane's today because I had the day off, and I drove over to see my family and went to the Cane's and they were closed. I forgot that places close on MLK Day. I kind of thought that some places would be open, but the Cane's was not, so I was craving Cane's. I'm still craving Cane's. I'll try and go sometime this week. Drebber was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes for the whole scam. Open late nights, that's nice. Yeah. That machine is covered by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Those two don't seem to be holding back. The best part about going to school at the University of Minnesota, well, one of the best parts, was the apartment that we rented in my junior year was less than like half a block from Cane's on campus. So we just got campus Cane's all the time. Culver's? We have Culver's all around. I don't really love Culver's. Like, I'll eat there, but it's not a... like, it's not a must-go-to place for me. It's more like if I need food and I see a Culver's, like, I would probably eat there, but it's not a favorite. Yeah, somehow, even though there's like 12 Cane's in the Twin Cities area now, the nearest one is still 30 minutes away from me, so don't know how that works. They're missing out on free money. An aeroplane. And we used to have, yeah, there used to be more Five Guys around here too, but a lot of them have either been closing or like moving to different buildings. I used to get Five Guys quite a bit, but haven't been able to find one. Or at least find one that's open. I'm about 15 minutes away. Nice. An impressive looking back massager. A Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. The science trophy has been added to the court record. You think I gotta talk to Gregson? I already examined this. There doesn't seem to be anything else. This door doesn't want to open. You don't have permission. I thought I heard a noise. Do you think we're going to open that door and there's going to be a murder or something? I don't like when there are doors that we have to open in the middle of cases. It usually means another dead body. That sounded like an escape route. Cane's lemonade? You gotta get lemonade when you go to Cane's. That's the best. And you always substitute the coleslaw for extra toast. That's just a pro trick. If only it were countenanced, I could unlock that door in less than a minute. Holmes with the 99 lockpicking. Be prepared for action. I'm not armed. Why am I going in there? Send in Gregson. Oh, there's a bomb. That's not good. Why is everything upside down? There's footprints on the ceiling. This case, can I just point out, this case is all over the place, okay? We got wax museums, we got graves with, like, headless ghosts, we've got the Great Exhibition of London, we got random guy's apartment with footprints on the ceiling. I like how they're all just casually investigating and there's just a stick of dynamite in the middle of the room. Someone was trying to burn something in a hurry. Oh, the blueprints got burned. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. We must investigate every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Let's start over here with the safe. I want the money. We can agree that whatever is inside must be very important. Very important. Oh, that's right. I do have a sword. That's true. I didn't think about that. It's not technically my sword. Okay, fine. We'll investigate the dynamite. It looks like a bundle of thick cigars. A time bomb. And so this is how the game ends. We all just blow up with no mysteries solved. Great Ace Attorney 2. It's not a time bomb? I see. So that's it. Is it time for a deduction? There are times when I consider my lot most unfair. For I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. Ooh. Mm-hmm. That's the theme. I feel a great deduction. The first is that the inverted nature of the furniture in this room is the work of Trevor himself. And the second is that the small device on the floor there is without question completely genuine. I can't believe we're doing another Holmes deduction. I'm ready. Nice face. Gregson's face. I dedicate this great deduction to you. A good emote. We got slots. We can make it happen. There's some potential. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. The game is afoot. Flipped furniture. Conclusion? It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table and chairs, the lamp. Everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had, until recently, been happily positioned on the ceiling before falling straight down onto the floor. Every item in the room was on the ceiling? Are you suggesting that? Indeed. The key here, I like how he's just going to continue with this, is gravity. It would appear the technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. Oh my goodness. For the gravity in this room was reversed and then suddenly restored to normality. Look at Susato's face. The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. I quite understand your skepticism, Miss Susato. I too was incredulous at first. However, my conviction and my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day. But why does it have a clock on it? A most relevant question indeed. That is a timing device that controls when the gravity direction will switch. There was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. And the commotion we heard earlier from the other side of the door was the moment that restoration occurred. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. The direction in which gravity acts in here was reversed by Mr. Drebber, before being restored to normality in an automatic fashion sometime later by the timer device. This is only part one of his deduction, by the way. I have witnessed precisely this scene in a dream I once had when I fell out of bed. Conclusion, because gravity was reversed. He's so smart. Missing engineer. Oh, here we go, part two. Let us consider the next conundrum. While I've got you thinking about my previous brilliant deduction, what was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads. Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling? A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Of course, Drebber's aim was singular, to escape. However, there is but one way into this room. Excepting the skylight, that is. Whoa! This Ace Attorney's rotation technology, look at that. By inverting the gravity in here, Drebber was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way. But the ceiling in here is very high, Mr. Sholmes. If the gravity reversal was sudden, wouldn't Drebber have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently? Falling up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I feel. But the man was cornered with nowhere to run. So escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one end to the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. Which explains how Drebber was able to escape this room before our arrival. I wonder what someone tuning in right now is thinking. He reversed the pull of gravity and fled via the skylight. Great Ace Attorney 2. Available now on Steam and other platforms. And personally, I should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now, just for fun. Escaped via the skylight is actually more believable than his first claim. I'll give him that much. Thus concludes Herlock Sholm's great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. We're not getting to the courtroom today, are we? Oh, man. None of them are paying attention. She's spellbound. I would say that with man's current scientific knowledge at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis. But your whole deduction hinges on it. Ooh, objection from Susato. If Drebber had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall? You know, any chance we had of catching Drebber is out the window at this point, because the man is, like, on his way to France. Out the window, that's a good point. It's a good one. I'm glad someone caught it. All right, here we go. I think gravity could have been reversed in this very room. I find the whole idea utterly enthralling. Only Sholmes could conceive of such an explanation. But the man himself admitted it was a scientific impossibility. That's unusually merciless of you, Susato. The great detective himself said so, didn't he? While refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices. Yes, I suppose so. Let's see if examining this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely reveals some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. How about the upright vase? That seems correct. Filler segments, do-do, filler, do-do-do-do-do. That slender little vase looks like it's about to topple at any moment, but the flowers are thriving. Something else about it made a rather deeper impression on me. The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. You've surpassed yourself. Trying to impress your assistant here? You're just trying to impress me. Isn't that blast core? This unassuming slender vase is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there's nothing affixing it to the floor. And it's the exception that breaks the rule. Much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all. My deepest sympathies for your loss. Oh, poor Sholmes. She's crying for him. But the show must go on, so let's continue. He's doubling down. Now that we know this contrivance is not, in fact, an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility. You don't say. Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here. Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Why would anyone choose to do that? Quite, and naturally there is an explanation. The reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of this anti-gravity device. He's determined that this device must have something to do with it. I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong. There's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. Whoever it was must have had a reason. I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though. All right. Let's see. How about that? Safe. You ever just frantically throw your furniture around to remember where you wrote the safe combination? Oh, man. This case is something else. Oh, yes. Safe 432582. Press 1 if you've written a safe combination on your furniture, chat. That's where I put all mine. You ever want to open my safe when you come over to my house, just flip my couch. Yeah, the escape room in your own house. This number would let us open it? I wonder why it's written here, though. So do I. The reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination. Precisely, I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that you had a very similar experience once, did you not? Yes, last year. When I bought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of a book, just in case. That's it. People are forgetful souls at heart and always make a written note of important information. Keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think. And what, pray, happened next? When the day of the draw came around, I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it. That's it. For people are forgetful souls at heart and always forget where they've noted things down. Not if you always note things in the same place. I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into. Thank you, Mr. Naruto. But I believe I've proved my point now. A very similar scenario is clearly unfolded in this room. Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. I bet the safe leads outside of the building. He remembered that he'd written it on the underside of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one. Leading to the state in which we now find the room. Elementary. What a change of conclusion. Because gravity was reversed? No. He just wanted to open a safe. Let's consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads. How is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling? A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. If a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did those footprints get there? I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve. I can't think of any other way to explain it at all. Life was so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed. Bring that back. I like that timeline. It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place. I suppose we must simply put our faith in Sholmes and observe the area in more detail. Putting our faith in Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place. Okay, well, we have a balloon. There's also a shoe. It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up here. There are more footprints on the balloon, too. Judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. I'm going to present the shoe, I guess. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe. And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. The aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon. But for what purpose? Is that where the blueprints were held? A green balloon, that seems somewhat familiar data. It was a piece of green balloon's envelope that Mr. Naruhodo and Iris found at the scene. And inside the green balloon that Master Gotts claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second birdcage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception. You mean to say, if we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on the day, there is a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway. But the balloon's out of reach. Hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe. Drebber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with the shoe. His efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those lofty heights. I hate when I lose my shoe on the ceiling. If only there was some way we could see inside. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution. Oh, the rope. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope. I have to admit that was clever. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down? Much easier said than done, I feel. And could take us a very long time. Perhaps we need a more surefire method. We already have one. The crossbow! Should I shoot it with the crossbow? Is this the first time we've had the opportunity to present evidence during a deduction? To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow? Could have thrown Andrew at it. I could have. I'm not that mean to Andrew, though. If the man had only brought it away with him that day, he could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical time. What a deduction. Just like a balloon. Oh. Hey, it's the head. This is the head of a waxwork model. What even is this game anymore? The head of the professor. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Two Spells and returning it earlier today. Notice how I cleverly dodged the French words that I can't pronounce. Was none other than Enoch Drebber. This is incredible. Professor Harebrain's case and the waxwork abduction. Blah, blah, blah. I need a refill of my water. They're inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop. Wow. Our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end. Aw. Ooh. I like this song. Seems quite impossible that he escaped via one of the skylights. The man must still be here in the room. What? And his location should be abundantly clear. Simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction. The 16th student hiding somewhere in this room? Mr. Drebber's hiding place must be large safe. Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here. Yeah, it sounded like a door closing, that's for sure. He was searching for the combination to his safe. And pressed for time, made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process. His search for the combination happened very recently indeed. summary, Mr. Enoch Drebber. You're right there. Thus concludes Herlock Sholm's great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Are we going to talk about the dynamite? Let's talk about the dynamite. I can't believe that was our final deduction before we all blow up. Elementary. Not a word that I would use to describe Holmes' deduction there. The combination was 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 8, 2. Susato's like that person in the escape room group who knows all the answers and just is sick of you guys waiting. Like, you're screwing around, solve the puzzle. You found me. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This guy's insane. He looks like Sephiroth steampunk version. Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions. That's what I picture this guy talking like. I have set us up the bomb. Let's die together. With only 7 seconds to spare. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say. Maybe Susato should give Holmes a Susato chop so he can experience anti-gravity for himself. Or I guess just regular gravity in that case. Why are we conversing with this guy? Arrest him. I don't want your explanation of how you sucked at escaping your own house. I want this guy arrested. Ah, it's a specially designed safe. A dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within. A brilliant invention. You know who this guy reminds me of? He reminds me of Ted Tonate from Ace Attorney 5. Case number 1. They're, like, related. Ted's ancestor. We have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the 2 incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. A lock so strong I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity. Oh, snap. What's going on here, Gregson? Leave at once. Hello, Sholmes. Very Seinfeld moment right there. If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. Get out. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, I would have gotten away with it too. We'd never have found this place and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. Something giving you a chuckle? You did disarm that one. That one? Uh-oh, we didn't disarm the other one. Well, we're all dead. Oh, rip these guys. Alright, I guess we just killed everyone at the Great Exhibition. Rip. Blown away forever. Bad end. Bad end. Wow. All right.